Every man has a desire to have more. Think about that statement. Every man has a desire to have more. And if you'll say, Mark, no, that's not me. Number one, you're either lying to me, or number two, you have fallen into the trap that so many men fall into. They become conditioned to settling for so much less than God has available to them. The number one thing men must have a desire to have more of is what we're going to talk about in this video. This is video number 4 of our 5-part series. The series is called A Man's 5 Commitments. In video number 1, we talked about the whole concept of willingness, right? You just have to be willing. Too many men are willing to settle for so much less than God has available to them. You have to quit being willing to settle for that. Video number 2 was all about getting into action. Faith without works is dead. So is being a great husband. So is being a great father. You have to put yourself into action. Video number 3 was about becoming more. Understanding that you were born in the image and the likeness created by a power who created you in the image and likeness of the power itself. And this is video number 4. We're going to talk about having more. So let's put the 4 titles together. Be willing to do more, to become more, to have more. Be sure you subscribe so you can get the other parts of the other videos in this series, plus the last video that will come right after this one. So if we haven't met yet, my name is Mark Mascola. I want to welcome you to Masculine to the Core and the Man in the Arena podcast. Now, let me tell you something. Our number one purpose here is we are creating an alliance of men who want to be defined by their masculine walk with God. If you were to ask me just simply, Mark, what is your mission? My mission is to help men awaken the warrior within themselves, because let me tell you, brother, if you hadn't figured it out yet, we are in a spiritual war here in our world today. Please don't ignore it. We are, again, creating an alliance of men who want to be defined by their masculine walk with God, but what does that mean? That means to be more God-centered and fulfillment-driven. So again, this is video number 4. We're going to talk about having more, and I want to start off with a quote. It's a quote from an actor, and I don't have it down exactly the way he said it, but here's the quote. I pretended to be someone I wanted to be for so long, I became him. We go ahead and say that again. I pretended to be someone I wanted to be for so long, I became him. So if you've been around me for any length of time, you will understand, you will know how passionate I am about helping men, older men, younger men, people in general, right? Understand the power of the language that we use to and about ourselves. So when you look at the first 2 words of that quote, I pretend, you're going to think about somebody acting as if something that it's not, right? The word pretend means to get you to believe that I'm not who I say I am. That word has 2 meanings. We live in a world of men who are hiders and posers, men who hide behind their careers, they hide behind the stuff that they have. They never discover who God created them to be and to become. So when I talk about having more, what I'm talking about is not having what you think you want to have. When I talk about having more, the greatest gift a man can give himself is to understand that the greatest wisdom is to truly know oneself. So when I talk about living in this world of hiders and posers, the second definition of the word pretend means to lay claim to. When I talk about men who are masculine to the core, men who are committed, optimistic, resilient, and empowered, empowered means that you have been granted the authority. You have been given the strength, and you need to lay claim to that strength. So back to the quote, I'm going to change the word pretend into what I mean with this quote. I laid claim to someone I wanted to be for so long I became him. I laid claim to the true identity of the man God created me to be and to become, that I became him. When you hear me talk about my mission is to help men awaken the warrior within themselves, that quote states the whole thing perfectly. I laid claim to be the husband, the father, the businessman, the impactful leader in my home and in my community for so long that I became that man that God created me. The higher power created me in the image and the likeness of the power itself. So, understand this. Having is always the result of becoming. And the greatest wisdom is to truly know oneself. That's the thing that you have to have. When you listen to the story of King Solomon in the Bible, right? King Solomon was the richest of the kings. Why is that? Not because he prayed for all things. God gave Solomon all things because he prayed for wisdom. Again, the greatest wisdom is to truly know oneself. And that's what awakening the warrior within, and that's what it means. When I reword this quote into I lay claim to the husband, the father, the businessman, the man God created me to be and to become, that I became that man. So, don't want to make this video any longer than it needs to be. That's a lot to unpack in just a handful of minutes here. We created a free resource for you. You'll hear me talk all the time about when I talk about the greatest wisdom in knowing oneself is understanding the power in your masculine personality. There's 3 traits that are part of every man's personality, mine, yours, and every other man. The traits are core strengths, a set of principled core values that came from God, and the spectrum sequence of our personality colors. We see and experience the world through our masculine personality. When I talk about awakening the warrior within and the greatest wisdom, it's about understanding the power in your masculine personality. You know, I say it all the time. You'll hear me say it over and over and over. The higher power created you in the image and the likeness of the power itself. You are not the totality of that power. You are just part of it. But in a world where we all like to compare ourselves to the results of others, our number one quest should be to discover the best and most powerful version of ourselves. You'll hear me say that over and over and over. Your entire life will change when you understand the power in your masculine, the unique power in your masculine personality. When you look at the parable of the talents from the Bible, right? The servants, who are us, were given a set of talents. If you haven't figured out that parable yet, the master is God himself, and he gives each of us talents, and he has an expectation of us as they relate to those talents. So again, back to the free resource. If you just comment power, I'm going to have my team send you out a link to what is the one of the lessons from our faith-based personality course called Awaken the Warrior Within. It helps you understand your core strengths. We as men, we have 30 core strengths, and when you understand the power in those, you'll understand the things that you're called to be great at, which are your core strengths, and then the ones that you need to be a little disciplined in being better at. Those will be your lesser strengths. Again, I discovered this 25 years ago for myself. It changed the course of my life forever. Just comment power, and I'll have my team send it right over for you. So in closing, we are on video number 4, again, of our 5-part series. I'm going to go ahead and give you all of the titles. Be sure you subscribe so you can get the next video in the series. A man's 5 commitments. Be willing to do more, to become more, to have more, to serve more. In video number 5, we're going to talk about being of service. Being of service because you understand there is a higher power who created you for a higher purpose. That's the end of this video. Step into the arena. Be sure you subscribe. We'd love to have you be part of our alliance of men who want to be defined by their masculine walk with God. Till next time, go be the best and most powerful version of yourself. Be the man God created you to be. Be the husband, the father, the businessman, the impactful leader in your home and in your community. Understand what it means to be fulfillment driven, personally, professionally, and most of all, spiritually. Have a great day wherever you are. You absolutely deserve it. Bye for now.